You have a mighty old doorbell in your apartment, and you sometimes don't even hear it because you're sleeping like a stone in your bed and every door is closed. That stops now, because we are going to automate our old doorbell with just a little sensor. Let's go! So, today we are going to explore something very simple. The only thing we have to do physically is to buy a vibration sensor and just attach it to your ring bell, because the ring bell is vibrating normally, and when it vibrates the sensor is recognizing it, and you can do with the signal whatever you want. You can also do it for different things, like in the garden, on a door or something like this. If there's a vibration, so you know somebody's at your garden and you want to have the camera on and capture it, because you don't want somebody to be there at that time if you are not at home, for example. I'm showing you right now how to install this all. So as we can see, we are in Home Assistant here again, and we have our vibration sensor. I have it of the manufacturer Tuya. You can buy it for very cheap right now, for example, on AliExpress. You can see it's only 6 euros. Okay, with shipment it's maybe 7 to 8 euros. It's even less expensive than when I bought it, because when I bought it, it was like 15 euros. And it's a very cheap solution, because I also have this one and it works just fine. I never had problems with it. That's pretty nice. The sensor is attached to Zigbee MQTT. You can install it in the Home Assistant supervised, or also as a Docker container like I did. I have a separate Docker container for Home Assistant and one for Zigbee MQTT that know each other and communicating on the same server. And as you can see, we have it here, the vibration sensor Tuya, with all its things. I can also switch to English. It might be better for you. Sorry, we can see the model, and it's just a simple vibration sensor. We can see it exposes things like the sensitivity. You can also set it in Home Assistant, and you can see the only indicator that we need is vibration. If it's false, nothing happens. If it's true, our ring bell is ringing. And if we go to something else like settings, we can make some settings that are not interesting here, but a specific setting that you won't have in Home Assistant is the vibration timeout. That is the default of 90 seconds as it says, but we can change it to whatever we want. So after 90 seconds, how can I say it, the vibration is gone again, the vibration signal. That's all you need to have. Of course, you need to have for Zigbee to MQTT. It's a complex name. You need to have a Zigbee USB stick. I would not say, you can maybe also do it with a Philips Hue bridge or IKEA Tradfri if they have vibration sensors. I'm not sure. I'm not aware of it. But I would really say prefer a setup where you have an USB stick with Zigbee, like the Conbi or Home Assistant Sky Connect, that also is now Meta compatible. So you can also be ready for the next step if Meta gets more major. That's one requirement that you need to have. You could also use some Wi-Fi sensors, but I would prefer Zigbee because privacy reasons, because it's not speaking to any Chinese server. It's all only in your local network, as always with Zigbee. That's a nice thing to have. I would prefer that. And if we have a look at the sensor again in Home Assistant, we can see we have the control over the sensitivity here. The vibration stays clear because there is no vibration right now. The battery is somehow unknown. I guess it's because of the restart. We can also have a look at the vibration back then. We can see at nearly 5 p.m. somebody ringed on my door because the vibration was detected. And that's the signal we also need. If we have a look right now at the automation, we can see that's also the thing we need to check. We have to check if it comes from clear to detected, the sensor. It's just called vibration sensor vibration because it's a binary sensor. I can also show you, if we have a look at it in YAML, we can see it's a binary sensor. With the vibration, it changes from on to off, basically, very easy. And that's it. So it's attached to your ring bell, it rings and you're done. Now you can do whatever you want. So you can do, for example, get a notification on your phone like I do. I do it for the group smartphones because it's a group of my iPhone, of my company iPhone, and also my private Android phone right now. And I get the notification, hey, it's ringing. The timeout says in 64, in very many seconds, in very, very many seconds, you can convert it, it's always seconds, the message will also disappear. I'm not sure if it also works in if it only works in Android or also iOS, not sure about this. But you get the notification and you know, even if you're not at home, okay, somebody ring. Now you maybe think, okay, what can I do with it? At least you know somebody ringed, you know somebody was there, or you can tell somebody else. There are multiple choices for doing this. Also, maybe you are just sleeping in your bed and you haven't heard it, like I told you in the intro. So you're laying down in your bed, sleeping like a stone, all doors are closed, you don't hear even the ring bell. Then you have a possibility to at least see that somebody is there. But we get another point where you can use text to speech, at least for Android, or this loud signal on iPhone to show or not to show, to hear if somebody is there, if your phone is with you, which is probably the case. So we can also do something else. We can create a scene before, I call it before, with my, it's called Kegellampe, with my light in the back that is right now on, that you can see in the background. And this one here, because I'm most of the time in my living room, this one will blink. But I snapshot this entity because I want to have it in the same state as after the vibration after that. So I am just going to turn on the light and say, please flash long. Of course, your light needs to be able to do this, but normally a light will be able. And after that, I say, okay, we have a delay for 2 seconds where nothing happens then. And I call the scene we created before, also called before. We call this one again with the service and everything goes back as it was before. So it means if your light was off, then the light will go off again. If it was on with some color or something like this and you have chosen the red color when it rings, then it will go back to this magenta color. So very nice. And the last point, which I told you or spoiled you already, is this Android text-to-speech alarm. Because I have an input variable, so I can easily switch off it if I don't want to, that I have on my smart home dashboard in Home Assistant. I can just switch it off if I don't want to hear this message. But like this, it will, no matter if the phone is silent or not, it will just tell me this message if somebody rings. It will say, hey, your doorbell is ringing. I don't know if I need to save it, but I can also set it to somebody ringed at your door. Maybe I save it. And if I just execute this right now, you can see my phone and hear it right now. Give me a second.
Somebody ringed at your door.
Okay, that sounded very weird because I have it on German normally, but you know what I mean. Somebody rings, my phone is on silent right now, and I will hear it, even if I sleep. And at iPhone it would be like there's some sound like this. You can also do it for this. So it's very, very nice, but I would like to revert it, otherwise I will forget it and be wondering. And I can only tell you that's basically it. The code for all that is, as always, on my website. You can see it on the blog. It's in the description. And you can do whatever you want. Maybe you have also some other ideas. Maybe I gave you some ideas right now what you can do and what you cannot do. And I hope you enjoyed this video and I could help you with a cheap solution if you are living in an apartment where you cannot bring on a ring bell and you might not have even some possibility to talk to the person that's at the door. Like, I don't have it. I just have a ring bell and I can open the door with a switch, but I cannot change it because the house is old and it's not mine. I live here with several people, in several other apartments, and that's it. But I hope you could learn something and enjoy what you have seen. Thank you very much for watching. See you.